So hello guys, once again I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. In previous video we have seen how to build and deploy a Java Spring Boot application. I hope you have enjoyed my previous video and you have gained an understanding of how to create and deploy Java Spring Boot application in Azure Pipelines. In today's video we will see how to create an Azure Classic Pipelines and we will deploy the same Spring Boot application in Azure Classic Pipelines. If you haven't seen my previous video, then go back and check. It will create a basic understanding how Spring Boot application is deployed using Azure Pipelines. After that, see this tutorial and it will give you a great understanding of how pipelines work in Azure. So we can see this is the template of Azure YAML pipelines. We have already worked on this and we are familiar with this pipeline syntax. Now we will see Azure Classic Pipelines. This is the syntax of Azure Classic Pipelines. As you can see, it is a GUI based pipelines and you can easily get your pipeline job done via dragging and dropping task. It is easy to use for beginners. The graphical interface provides a clear visual representation of pipeline flow. Now we will see Azure Classic Pipelines hands-on. So guys, you can see I am in my DevOps organization. So I will use my previous code of Java Spring Boot application. If you don't have this code, then I will provide you the GitHub link of this code. And you can see my previous video. I have deployed this Java Spring Boot app using Azure Pipelines. Now we will move ahead and do the same deployment of Java Spring Boot app using Classic Pipelines. So for Classic Pipelines, we have to go to Pipeline section. We have to click on New Pipeline. Here you can see it is asking that where is my code. Instead of selecting Azure repos or any third-party provided repo, I will click on Use Classic Editor. After that, it is saying to select my repository. I will select Azure Repos-Git Project 1, Hello World Spring Boot app and the branch is main. I will click on Continue. Now it is saying to select a template, or I can select an empty job and create my own template. But instead of creating my own template, I will select a predefined Maven template. Click here on Maven and apply. So you can see it has given all the tasks related to Java Spring Boot application. You can see the tasks are maven pom.xml. That is, it is taking my pom.xml file and
building my Java Spring Boot application, and its main goal is to package. That means to compile my code and create a jar or POR file.
so in second task you can see it is copying my artifact that is in the jar file. It is copying from my source directory to artifact staging directory. At last you can see it is publishing my artifact to pipeline container. So these steps we have already covered in detail in my previous video using YAML template. If you are not getting anything, just go and check it out. So I just need to add agent specification of build machine. I will select Ubuntu latest. You can select any machine of your choice. Now I will save this. So you can see that how easy it is to create a CI/CD pipeline using Azure Classic Pipeline template. And if you are interested in the YAML code of this task, you can click here and view YAML code also. And you can see by clicking on YAML, I have got the YAML code of this maven task. Similarly, you can click on copy file task and view the YAML code. As you can see, the steps we have performed In earlier in our pipeline, the copy file task, it is taking the source directory and copying the jar file to artifact staging directory. The same you can see a publish artifact. You can see the YAML code. The task is publish artifact. It is taking the artifact staging directory and publishing our artifact pipeline container. We will just save this pipeline and click on queue, and we will run this pipeline, and you can see our pipeline is running. So you can see our pipeline has run successfully and all job has been done. Now we will go to pipeline and see if our artifact has been published or not. Click here and you can see the container of artifact. Click on target and you can see our jar file has been published. Now we'll create a release pipeline. Click on releases. So now we will create a new Spring Boot release pipeline. Click on new. This time I will again select deploy to Java app to Azure App Service template. Click on apply. But first we need to add our artifact. Click on add an artifact. Select our project 01 maven CI. This is our new pipeline or classic pipeline. We will select these settings at default. Click on add. I will click on stages. I will disable this var file deployment because our artifact is of jar file, and I will enable jar file deployment. So we can see we need to add some basic details like Azure subscription and app service name. So I have already created an app service. You can check my previous video of creation of app service for Java Spring Boot application. This is my app service. You can see the configuration. You can see I am using Java 17 and Java Web Server as my configuration of this app service. I will go back. I will select Web App on Linux. I will provide the app service name. I will save and create a release. So you can see release 1 has been created. I will provide a name for this pipeline. And we can see our job has been done. We will go to app service, click on browse, and we can see we are getting white label error page. Just give /hello in the URL and you can see our app is up and running. So this marks an end to our chapter. We will see later things in later videos.